Good everyone, my name is Graphics. In today's tutorial, we want to solve the system of equation that is displayed on the screen using Cramer's rule in matrix, right? Now, the question says 3x minus 2y plus z is equals to 1, x plus 5y plus 3z is equals to 0, 2x plus 4y plus 6z is equals to what? 6, right? So our target to be equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3. I have to write this equation, this system of equation in augmented form, that is in matrix form. So you're going to take this coefficient of x, right, on this column here. So I write it this way: coefficient of x in equation 1 is 3, coefficient of x in equation 2 is 1, coefficient of x in equation 3 is 2. Then I'll go for y now. Coefficient of y in equation 1 is minus 2, coefficient of y in equation 2 is 5, coefficient of y in equation 3 is 4. We'll go to the third one. Coefficient of z in equation 1 is 1, coefficient of z in equation 2 is 3, coefficient of z in equation 3 is what? Is 6. So I'll put them into my bracket. Close to it, I'll put x, y, z equals to, then I'll put the constant here. This will be 1, 0, 6. So this is the matrix form, the augmented form of that system of equation. Now, using Cramer's rule, right, we'll say that let delta, you can use any sign or any variable of your choice, but for this video I'll be using delta. So I'll say let delta be equals to this here, which is 3, 1, 2, right, minus 2, 5, 4, 1, 3, 6. This is what we have here. Is that taken? Now after doing that, then I'll look for the determinant of delta, and this will be equals to, you put plus minus plus on top of this. So we'll start. So if I take the first row and the first column, I will have 3. That is what? That is a common point where they meet. So I'm going to write the 3 out. So close to the 3, when I remove the 3, the row of the 3 and the column of the 3, I'll be left with 5, 3, 4, 6. I'll close it back. Then I'll take the next number, right? I'll take the second column and I'll maintain the first row. So what they have in common, that is minus 2, right? Now don't forget that we have minus on top of minus 2. So we're having minus into bracket minus 2, open the bigger bracket. Now if you remove this row and this column here, you're left with what? 1, 2, 3, and 6, right? Now close the bracket. Now go to the third row, to the third column, still maintaining the first row. Start taking. So what they have in common here, that is 1. So I write the 1 on top of 1, we have plus. So I'm putting the plus there. So what is remaining? We have 1, 5, 2, and 4. This is what we have here. So what I will just do is, this will now give me, I'll write the 1 I have outside. This will be 3. I'm going to open the bracket, right? Plus 2, I will open another bracket. Plus 1, I will open another bracket. In between them, we have minus, 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 naturally there. So we'll start. 6 times 5, that'll give us 30. I'll write it here. 4 times 3, that'll give us 12. I'll write it here. Can you see that? The one down is going up. Then the next one here, 6 times 1, I will have 6. Then 2 times 3, I will have 6. Done with that. To the next one, 4 times 1, I have 4. 2 times 5, I have 10. I write it down here. So this will now give me, we have 3. 30 minus 12 is 18. Plus 2. 6 minus 6 is 0. plus 1, 4 minus 10 is minus 6. This will give me 3 times 18 is 54. 6 minus 6 is 0, right? That is 2 times 0 is 0. And 1 times minus 6 is minus 6. So 54 plus 0 minus 6 will give us what? 48. Are we there? So we are done with the delta here. So we'll go again, right? We'll say that let delta x be equals to, now when I mean delta x means that I will not write the value of what? The values of x anymore in the first column, because x occupies the first column. So I will not write it in the first column anymore, right? I will replace it with what is outside, which is what? 106. So I'll write it there, 106, while the remaining remain intact. So this will now be minus 2, 1, 5, 3, 4, and 6. Can you see that? Now, I'll do the same thing. Determinant of delta x will now give me, if I take the first column and first row, right? 1 is in common. Don't forget we have plus, minus, plus on top. So we have 1 in common. So what is remaining? 5, 3, 4, 6. I'll close the bracket. If I take the first row remains constant, I'll move to the second column. I'll be having what is on top? Minus. Then we have minus 2. What they have in common? Yes, is minus 2. So if I do that, what is left there? We have 0, 3, 6, and 6. So I'll close the bracket. So if I move to what? To the third column, remember that the row remain constant. So I'll be left with plus 1, because that is where they meet. If the row and the column, that's where they meet. So I have plus 1. Open bracket, what they have left here? 0, 5, 6, 4. Is that taken? So if I do the needful, I'll add my 1, open a bracket, plus minus times minus here, minus times minus 2 give you plus 2, open another bracket, plus 1, right? Open another bracket, there's minus in between. So 6 times 5 is 30, 4 times 3 is 12. Put it here. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 3 is 18. Can you see that? 4 times 0 is 0. 6 times 5 is 30. Now, since I have that, I'll subtract now. So this will now give me 1 into bracket. 30 minus 12 is 18. Plus 2 into bracket. 0 minus 18 is minus 18, because the negative is for the 18. Then plus 1 open bracket minus 30. Right? Because 0 minus 30 will still give you minus 30. So we'll now be left with 1 times 18 is 18. Plus 2 times minus 18 will give you minus 36. Then plus 1 times minus 30 will give you minus 30. So by the time you do the needful, 18 minus 36 minus 30 will give us what? Minus 48, right? So for me to get my value of x, my value of x will now give me determinant of delta x all over determinant of delta. And that will be the value for determinant of delta x is minus 48, and the value of determinant of delta is 48. So minus 48 over 48 is equals to what? Minus 1. So the value of my x in the system of the equation is minus 1. So I'll go again. I'll say that, let me remove all this. I'll say that let delta y be equals to, now I'll be having 3, 1, 2, right? But since I'm saying y, and y occupies the second column, so everything involving y, I'm going to remove it and replace it with what I have outside, which is 106, and I'll place it there. So I'll be having 106, then the remaining remain the same thing, 136, right? So you're only going to change the column of y and replace it with what's outside. Now we'll move forward. So look for determinant of delta y, and that will give me, you take the first column and the first row, right? So what they have in common, that is 3. Is that again? So I'll be having 0, 3, 6, 6. Remember, we still have plus, minus, plus on top. And you take the second column. Remember, the row always remain constant. So we have minus 1, right? Since that is where the column and the row meet. What they have remaining, that will be 1, 3, 2, 6. Then I'll go to the next one, move it to the third column. Remember, the rule remain constant. So I'll be having what they have there, that is 1. They meet at where 1 is. And on top of 1, we have plus. So we're having plus 1. What is remaining? We have 1, 0, 2, 6. So this will now give me 3 open bracket minus 1 open another bracket plus 1 open another bracket. So in between they have minus, minus, minus. So 6 going to multiply 0 is 0. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 1 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 2 times 0 is 0. You can see that? So they maintain their position. If you are going to the right, if you are going to the left, it remains at the left. If you are going to the right, it remains at the right. So the next one, we now have 3 open bracket, 0 minus 18 is minus 18. Minus 1 open bracket, 6 minus 6 is 0. Plus 1, 6 minus 0 is 6, right? So this will now give us 3 times minus 18 is minus 54. Minus 1 times 0 is minus 0. 1 times 6 is plus 6, right? So minus 54 minus 0 plus 6 will still give us minus 48. So the value of my y in the system of the equation will give me determinant of delta y over determinant of delta. I will know the value of determinant of delta y is minus 48, and the value of determinant of delta is 48. So minus 48 over 48 will give you minus 1 over 1, and that is equals to what? Minus 1. So we're done with that. So the value of y in system of equation is minus 1. So go do the same thing for z. You say let delta z be equals to, now that will give me, from here we have 3, 1, 2 minus 2, 5, 6. Now since we are dealing with that, delta z means change in z. So we're going to change the column of z and replace what is outside, which is 106, right? So we have 106 there. Now we'll now say that the determinant of delta z will now give me, take the first column and the first row, what they have in common is 3, and what on top of 3 is plus. So we have 3 open brackets. What is remaining is 5, 0, 4, 6. Then we go to the second column. Remember the rule is constant, and what they have in common there is minus 2. Remember on top of minus 2, there's a minus there, right? So we have minus open bracket minus 2. Then we have this. What is remaining after you've taken out those column and row, we'll be having 1, 0, 2, 6. Then go to the third column. What they have in common here is 1. What is on top of 1 is plus. So we have plus 1 open bracket here. What is remaining is 1, 5, 2, 4. So we'll move forward. So we'll now say that 3 open bracket plus 2 open another bracket plus 1 open another bracket here. So in between them we have minus, minus, minus. Now, so we have 6 times 5. 6 will give us 30. 4 times 0 is 0. 6 times 1 is 6. 2 times 0 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. So we have 3 open bracket, 30 minus 0 is 30, plus 2 open bracket, 6 minus 0 is 6, plus 1 open bracket, plus 1 open bracket, 4 minus 10 is minus 6. So we're having 3 times 30 is 90, plus 2 times 6 is 12, 1 times minus 6 is minus 6. So 30 plus 12 minus 6 is what? 96. So the value of z here will now give me the determinant of delta z over determinant of delta, and that will give me 96 over 48. So if you divide 96 by 48, your z will now be equal to 2. So the value of z in the system of equation is 2. So therefore, our value of x in the system of equation is -1. The value of y in the system of equation is -1. And the value of z in the system of equation is 2. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.